Breaking Bad is a story of transformation. A high school chemistry teacher becomes a ruthless drug kingpin, all because of one event, his cancer diagnosis. But what if that never happened? What if Walter White was never diagnosed with lung cancer? Would he still become Heisenberg? Would Hank Schrader ever uncover the empire hidden in plain sight? Today, we dive into an alternate Breaking Bad timeline where Walter White never had cancer. In our new timeline, Walter White never visits the doctor for a lung cancer diagnosis. Instead, his life continues as it was, underpaid, underappreciated, and stuck in a routine he despises. He still teaches chemistry at J.P. Wynn High School, earning a modest salary. He still works at the car wash, humiliated by customers and his boss, Bogdan. His frustration remains, but there's no urgent push to change his life. Without a cancer diagnosis, Walter never overhears Hank talking about a high-profile meth bust. He never sees Jesse Pinkman escaping from the DEA. He never tracks Jesse down or forces him into a criminal partnership. This means Jesse continues cooking with Emilio, likely meeting an early and brutal end when Crazy 8 inevitably betrays them. No RV, no blue meth, no million-dollar empire. But Jesse isn't the only one whose fate changes. Without Walter, Gus Fring still searches for the perfect chemist. But instead of Heisenberg's 99.1% pure product, he settles for Gail Boadicke's slightly lower quality meth. The operation is stable, but never as dominant as it was with Walter in the equation. Without Heisenberg shaking up the meth market, the Albuquerque drug trade remains mostly unchanged. The Salamancas, Tuco, and the cartel continue their brutal business. Hank Schrader, meanwhile, never gets obsessed with catching Walter White. Because Heisenberg never exists, he likely rises through the DEA ranks, investigating other cartel activities instead. But without the major disruption that Walter caused, the war between Gus and the cartel plays out differently. Without Walter's interference, Gus Fring never faces the same betrayal from Hector. That means no explosive revenge plot, no half-faced Gus Fring walking out of an explosion. Gus remains in control, dominating the drug trade without resistance. Despite avoiding the criminal underworld, Walter White's bitterness doesn't disappear. He still resents his financial struggles, his lack of recognition, and his wasted potential. Every day, he watches former Gray Matter partners Elliot and Gretchen Schwartz thrive, knowing he could have been a billionaire if he had stayed. Would Walter eventually break bad, even without cancer? It's possible. But without a medical death sentence pushing him into action, he might remain stuck in his ordinary, miserable life. Over the years, Walter grows more frustrated. Maybe he eventually snaps. Maybe he finds a different way to rebel, gambling, fraud, or another midlife crisis. Or maybe, just maybe, he stays exactly where he is. No blue meth, no empire, no bloodshed, just another forgotten high school teacher living a life of quiet regret. Walter White's transformation into Heisenberg wasn't just about cancer. It was about power, about ego, about breaking free from a life he felt trapped in. But in this timeline, without a ticking clock pushing him over the edge, Walter White remains just that, a white-collar nobody destined to fade away. So, what do you think? Did Walter have still become a criminal mastermind? Or was the cancer diagnosis the only thing that pushed him over the edge? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this alternate Breaking Bad timeline, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more what-if scenarios from the Breaking Bad universe.